What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review, and I have literally, within less 5 minutes ago, finished playing Yoshi's Woolly World. Oh god, the glare is awful, but I just finished playing Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U. This is an awesome game. I was really excited to play it. I probably would have done a review of this game earlier. I remember playing it when I was younger, when it came out. And I swear I had the game. For the life of me, I cannot find it. So that's why I had to wait so long. The only reason I could play it, thank you to LikunMiffery for letting me borrow this game so that I could play it. Huge thank you to him. But anyway, just get that out of the way. Let's jump into the review. This game came out 2015. Very well received game. It's a 2D platformer. It's my second Yarn game. Kirby Epic Yarn was my first. You can go check out that review. This is another 2D platformer, kind of like this, but instead of Kirby, it's Yoshi stuff. And a lot of people love this game, and so let's get down into the review, shall we? First off, this game is so cute. Oh, I love this game. I mean, just look at the cover. Look at the cover. We got Yoshi. Look at the yarn. How awesome this is. This is more like I think a handmade thing. It doesn't look very much like the in-game graphics, but it's everything just so cute and so well done. Even the enemies are so cute. Like the ones go, just shoot everything out, shoot those little buttons out. It's so cool, and the Yoshis look so good, and they sound so cute, and the levels and all the yarn, it's just so good. I really, really, really got a nice warm feeling playing this game, and I have not had that for a long, long time. Also, this is a short game. Only 6 main worlds. You can do. I think there's two extra worlds. I think. There's an extra level in each world, and then there's a whole extra world that you can play in as well. I know that. There might be some other extra stuff too. Which I thought it was going to be more 8 worlds instead of 6, so it's a little shorter than I thought it was going to be. But I mean, I didn't want them cheaping out anything if they wanted to try and make it 8 worlds long. So, I mean, 6 still felt like a good length. The levels are pretty well, have a good amount of length to them. Some longer than others, with their own sets of challenges and whatnot. So, the levels themselves are designed extremely well. They're really colorful, creative, with puzzles and different things that you got to do to progress in the level, and they make them just so fun to play. I loved almost every level in this game. There was some levels that just kind of felt out of place, and for a game like this, where they dark rock music playing in the background, and just the color was just not there. I get that for the last world when you fight Bowser Jr., right? You expect that one to be a little bit darker-esque, but there was some the second world of the game, I think it was 2-6, where it's just happy flying da, 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 and the just out of nowhere, it just kind of caught me off guard when I was playing. Oh shit, what's this? It's just weird. Some of the boss music is really, really cool though, as well, for what it is. But yeah, some of them just kind of felt out of place, but it didn't feel like it was bad. It's just oh, okay. Let's talk about the concept of the yarn. I think that is super, super good. The concept of the playing this yarn in the game. One of my favorite things to do in the game was just eat all the enemies and make yarn balls out of them that you could turn into ammo. It's kind of a dark concept, really, when you think about it. You're eating you're eating a shy guy and then using the shy guy's corpse to kill another shy guy. That is a dark, dark concept to think about, especially in a game like this. And same thing goes for other enemies in the game. It's just, but I mean, on top of it, I mean, it was just so much fun to collect, and then collecting all the yarn things to make other Yoshis. That was so cool. And then it's cool that you can play as the Yoshis as you make them, and you can also design other Yoshis that you have in the game with the amiibos. We'll get to the amiibos and more amiibo functionality in a second, but you can play with and design all the cool stuff, and then you can play as everyone's in the game. That is so awesome. A little side note, maybe brown wasn't the best yarn color when you're going to make them poop it out after eating it. Yeah, I don't know if that was the best route to go, but still works, I guess. There were some Yoshi's Island tributes. I never played Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo, but a lot of I could just tell based off like the hub world, and I know that you fight Bowser Jr. in Yoshi's Island, and you fight him here as well. So there were some nice little tributes there. This isn't really a direct sequel to Yoshi's Island, or like a remake or anything like that. It's kind of its own game with some very similar aspects to it. But it was nice that they did a little bit of tributing there. The badges themselves, talk about the badges for a second. I think they're cool. And they definitely add a little bit more uniqueness to the game with some cool items to do. I didn't really use them that much, and I didn't use a lot of them. When I did use them, I usually played as with Poochie, or I got like one time I used like one where you get bounced back up, you fall into a pole, or the resistance to fire. I think I used one time. I really didn't use them all that much, but so for some people they might want to use them a little bit more, test them out. I just really never felt the need to use many of them because I could just really traverse many of the levels without them. But I think they're still pretty cool and very well made. I like the hover thing that Yoshi does. I just wish you actually got some leverage by jumping instead of just hovering in the same place or falling down. That would have been nice, but it does add a little bit nicely. You can hover over stuff and cover a little bit more distance, and that's really, really good. I like that little piece to it. Talk about the functionality for the gamepad, because I did play with the gamepad. It was kind of disappointing what the gamepad does for this game. All the screen shows is exactly what you see on the TV. Almost mirror image of what you see on the TV when you're playing the game. And that's fine, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It feels like it's just underutilized. I don't really know what they could have added to show on the gamepad, but it would have been nice if they could have utilized it a little better, and had a little bit, and had like a way to use it other than just a regular controller. Because at that point, I don't know, I played the gamepad because I like using the gamepad as a controller. But it would have been nice to see the screen do something. Going back, some of the collectibles in the levels were really hard to find. Actually, a lot of them were hard to find. Now, I didn't take my time on many of the levels, especially near the end. But like the flowers, I barely could find any of those later in the game. The yarn pieces. Some of them, some of the more like calmer levels where you're just kind of slowly moving through and having to avoid enemies. I would get some of them. But like, I think it was only 3 times that I got enough to get a Yoshi. I got close many times, like 3 or 4, and I could see the other ones. I just didn't know how to get to them. But what that does mean is it adds more replayability, especially for people that want 100% the game or just want to collect all the Yoshis. It gives a nice replayability factor to go back and play the levels and to collect all the pieces. So that's actually pretty good work there to make them more interesting. Talk about the amiibo functionality. It's minimal. It's very minimal. You can change your colors, and they help you a little bit in the levels, but they're not really meant to be. You're probably just gonna be better off not using them in the game unless you want to make your own custom like looks with them. But these amiibos are probably the best looking amiibos out of any that have ever been made. They are Yarn Yoshi, they're wool Yoshi amiibos with 3 different colors. They look so good, and they are so fluffy and plushy. Oh, they're so good. You can use them in Smash Bros as well, which is really, really nice. They made a fucking giant one that's like super rare. That would be nice. That would be nice to get my hands on. Though I don't know where I would display that. I don't know. But you know, they're so cute and they're so good made. Oh, beautiful. And then Poochie, the little dog on the cover of the game, Poochie. Oh, he's so cute. My favorite character in the game by far. Poochie is, 1, he's cracked in this game. 2, he is so cute. Oh. The only thing that could outdo the cuteness of the Yoshis in this game is Poochie. Oh my god. It looks so good. Oh. It does suck that he was downgraded to a badge, however, outside of the first level that you unlock him in. Though he is only 500 gems to use. But I only ever used him when it was like a free, when like sometimes all the badges become free, so I would play with Poochie on that level, and so it made it fun. But he's super useful in the game as well, so definitely worth a use just because he's so cute. Some of the enemies didn't look that great in yarn form. The boos, in my opinion, they looked fine. They just, I don't know, they didn't really do much for me. The Koopas don't look that good in yarn form. The Shy Guys do. Definitely do look good. The Kameks look pretty good. Bowser Jr. himself looks good. The Chain Chomps look alright. They have cool utilization in the game. Really, it was the Koopas that really looked out of place for me, but there were a few others just like, ew, I don't like that. In yarn form, at least. I do love how visible enemies turn to hearts when you get to a checkpoint, and you also get a good amount of health when you hit a checkpoint. That's really, really good. I love that because most later on in the game, especially, you are going to want that. So it is good that they added it into the game. It's a nice little touch. One thing this is not a perfect game. Here's one complaint I do have outside of the Koopas not looking good. I wish that so when you die, you go back to the last checkpoint you cleared, and you lose all progress that you made after that checkpoint. That's not a huge problem, except for the boss battles. I really, really, really wish that you could just restart when you die at the boss battle. Is that not... How hard is it to install a checkpoint at the boss battle? There were so many times that I would get to a boss, die because I had no clue what I was doing, and be sent back to like 2/3 back in the level where the last checkpoint is, and have to traverse all of that 50 times again before I got up to the boss fight. It just made it really annoying, and it really took away from how fun some of these boss battles are, because you have to spend all this time and energy getting there. It's really annoying. That's why I like the final boss more than any of them, because there is a checkpoint right at the gate before you go in. The problem with the final boss, though, is a 2-parter, and if you die, you have to do both parts again, even if you die in the second part. Well, can't have everything in the world, huh? It's not really a huge complaint. It's just a really, really annoying having to do that so often. But anyway, I liked the different forms that Yarn Yoshi can go in, like the plain or the giant one, or like some that can like go through like blocks and whatnot. I thought they were really, really cool. I just wish that you could use them more in the levels, like maybe as their own badges, or as like different ways to transform as them in levels. somehow. I don't know exactly how to utilize it, but they were so cool. And I just felt like they put a lot of effort into them, only for them to only be used at very specific points in only one level. It per thing, like only one thing, like each thing only got one level to show it off, and it was like a short section in that level. I just wish they maybe utilized it a little bit better, because they were cool and I wanted to see more of them. And this is a very small thing, but it goes a long way. When you, at the end of the game, you get a thing that says thanks for playing. That is just so nice. You don't get that very often, in game at least, and that's just so nice that they do that. It just like, oh, puts a nice smile on your face. Yeah, like you don't get the greatest amount of satisfaction by beating this game. I mean, you're happy when you beat it, but you're also sad because you want to keep playing the game. You're kind of sad that the journey is over, though you can go back and play the levels if you want to. But that nice thanks for playing thing at the end just makes it so wholesome and so nice. Oh, and I probably missed a few points, but I was just so in awe with this game, that I really didn't take as many notes as I probably should have. But that's going to do it for my review. For my final score for Yoshi's Woolly World, it's going to give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 game. There are some technical flaws and some things that kind of annoy me, but overall, very wholesome game. Really enjoyed it, and probably my favorite Yoshi game that I've played, though I have not played really many Yoshi games. Might be my second, but it's going to be hard to top this for sure. I really enjoyed my experience, so... But that's going to do it for this video. If you've ever played Yoshi's Woolly World, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. What did I miss? What did I not talk about? Thanks again to LikunMiffery for letting me borrow this game. He let me borrow a few more, so you'll be seeing reviews of those, and I'll make sure to thank him in each of the reviews. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for other much more amazing content, including more game reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Goodbye.